Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to thank Chairman Hatch, Ranking Member Senator Ron Wyden from Oregon, and members of the committee for allowing me this opportunity to testify. My name is David Hart, and I'm the Assistant Attorney in charge of the Health Fraud Unit, Consumer Protection Section of the Oregon Department of Justice. For more than 15 years, I have led investigations relating to pharmaceutical marketing and promotion, both for the state of Oregon and for bipartisan multi-state coalitions of states' attorney general. Under the leadership of Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum, I continue to pursue these cases, especially as they relate to the opioid epidemic. Prior to graduating from law school and joining the Oregon Department of Justice, I practiced as a physical therapist for 15 years at hospitals, nursing homes, home health agencies, and hospices. Over the years, I've worked with thousands of patients with acute and chronic pain, and that experience informed my investigations of the marketing and promotion of opioids. The causes of the opioid epidemic are many. While my testimony will focus on the effects of marketing and promotion, I do not want to minimize the existence of other factors that helped cause the epidemic. Because the causes were many, so too will be the solutions. My testimony today will also cover some of the things we're doing in Oregon to combat the epidemic. In 2007, Oregon was a member of the executive committee of a coalition of 26 state attorneys general that reached a settlement with Purdue Pharma resolving allegations that Purdue violated state consumer protection law by misrepresenting OxyContin's risk of addiction and by promoting OxyContin off-label for the long-term treatment of certain chronic pain conditions. Before OxyContin was introduced in 1995, opioids were largely used to treat severe acute pain and cancer pain. Physicians were reluctant to prescribe opioids on a long-term basis for common chronic conditions because of concerns about abuse and addiction. While this inhibition was starting to erode before OxyContin, afterward, it accelerated greatly, fueled in part by Purdue's aggressive promotion of the drug. While the 2007 settlement stopped the unlawful promotion, it did not require Purdue to take sufficient remedial action to correct misinformation endemic in the marketplace. At the time of the settlement, I did not fully appreciate the severity of the opioid epidemic and the long-lasting effects of Purdue's promotion. Had I so known, I would have advocated for settlement with more extensive remedial action. Since the Purdue settlement, Oregon has remained vigilant to monitor opioid promotion in our state. As part of that effort, we became concerned that Subsys, a sublingual fentanyl spray many times more powerful than heroin, was being deceptively and unconscionably promoted. Pursuant to Oregon's Unlawful Trade Practices Act, we issued investigative demands to INSYS, the manufacturer of Subsys, obtained documents and information from the company, interviewed former sales representatives, and consulted with experts. After a comprehensive investigation, we issued a formal Notice of Unlawful Trade Practices, which alleged that INSYS provided improper financial incentives to doctors to increase prescriptions, deceptively promoted Subsys for treatment of chronic back pain, neck pain, mild pain, and even migraine, a condition for which Subsys is contraindicated. I was truly shocked that in 2015, when the scourge of the opioid epidemic is so widely known, that a manufacturer of a Schedule II drug would promote in such an unconscionable and irresponsible way. To avoid litigating Oregon's allegations, INSYS agreed to an assurance of voluntary compliance which prohibits the misconduct identified in our investigation and required payment of more than 2 times Subsys sales in the state of Oregon. Oregon is the only government entity to have settled with INSYS for this alleged misconduct. Much of the $1.1 million payment Oregon received from the INSYS settlement is being used to fund efforts to address the opioid epidemic. This includes regional pain guidance groups to develop opioid prescribing practices and guidelines, facilitate coordination of care across specialties, and develop regional action plans, addiction treatment training, and addiction treatment telemedicine consultation services, promoting disposal of unused and expired opioids, building a statewide pain guidance public education web platform with regional resource pages, and expanding the availability of naloxone, a drug that reverses the lethal effects of an opioid overdose. It is our hope in Oregon that these programs will save lives. We look forward to working with our federal congressional delegation on this important issue. This concludes my testimony. Thank you, Chairman Hatch, Senator Ron Wyden, and the members of the committee for this opportunity.